final, senior semi-final here in the championship.
Sure. Well, at the moment, Ger, today is their day in the minor. The Kilkenny team have arrived out. There's normally a 2-minute gap between the first and second team coming out. Galway's quite a while there before Kilkenny have actually shown, but they're pretty much on time. Maybe Galway just came out that little bit earlier. Anyway, both teams on the field at this stage. I think it might be no harm if we hand it over to our commentary team for the minor game for the afternoon, and let's hear a few words from them. Marty Morrissey's in the commentary box. So too, Micheál O'Shea.
Gurmachad Michael agus tá méidir féchan ditsa irin Kilkenny agus siatsa raun na cotíantachta agus cúpla ahrú bhidin ón lá dernach agus tuca méid chuige sinne baul an lá go hálan fad chunamánaíochta. Cúigháta agus fithe fad a bhfuil Kilkenny agus an ghaileh le chéile go dísa 7 mórdíag ag Kilkenny 8 cín ag ghaileh ach seo an cúigiú báta go bhla le chéile ag luhí canis agus siad sofad in na gailínis agus cead bhua go dísa ag Kilkenny sinné Angus Callanan an son agus seo hiad an idir inis agus cínsib go bhfuil ahrú a bháin an son I meas na gosantóidí Dermot Ryan ag gimmert denúh Dimmer sé siúd an ag géimtrim a hána sé stechan an daí an lá dernach agus ag gimmert in áit Michael Donnellan náfil ag gimmert chuige an chuidéile mar a chéile Bjorn Mahan, John Lee, gur bhanach lohiige Lárslí, Cian Bork agus Damien Kelly ní marsin hasnó siad a lápáidce is tóilm go ben Niall Coleman a raig amach go lápáidce mar a bhfuil Cian Bork agus Cinsivitson, Niall Coleman ahrú a meas na dosathe in áit Martin Ester mar a bhí John Loughnane ará mac le Matty agus dar nó Michael óncail Amáni, Sár Amáni a bhí ag gimmert leis an ghaileh chomá 8 a bhí Matty ag gimmert an aigá clí agus Niall Healy an captain istig sa chuine an son snéad chuirin na gailí agus be siad a déirigh buchtan ar Kilkenny ag luhí canis don giadúil agus siad sa Kilkenny agus dála na gailí tá cúpla ahrú an bhuiidir sa chomá agus seachuid ina siad well ní ahrú dáidí a bheith John Tennyson ar eis tééis appendix As Alina Lán Húil a Lárslí donna chu códaí me head na láimh disise agus Peter O'Donovan athrathe go taobh na láimh clé ó nádernach mar athá John Dalton athrathe le Shane Cadigan an bheirt chéanna a lápáirce chu Pat Hartley agus Michael Fennelly Michael Mark le Michael ó Bhaile Héal agus tusathe anna chumasach fad agus Cínsib go bhfuil Owen McGrath fear a bhí gortathe tacathe ar a báid go ná David McCormack I meas na dosathe agus istig sa chuine an san tá Maras Nolan san áit ina Ray Wall an lá dernach agus an bheirt mar a chéile Jeff Fitzpatrick agus Owen Guinan snéad fuirin Kilkenny agus sné an Bainisteoid an brother Damien Brennan Bainisteoid Kilkenny agus mar a bhís rá Kilkenny hóid an sinné Matty Murphy an son Bainisteoid na gailí snéad a dá Bainisteoid I bheith ga dheachant le chéile agus taí ag Matty a bheith Bainisteoideach an bhfuidir hínseid chomá an lá go hálan fad agus slú anna bhrá fad a bailúisteach na síáin fad díalta
Number 25, Kevin Gibney, and number 26.
Nár de céimena ordánaí ó gáinansa tééis na gaidirime bain lá na súl a bhaint as an lá úntachsa a bhar go Croke.
There's an interesting perspective here as well, Micheál, on the Galway side. 1973, Galway were bidding for their first All-Ireland title, and on that team was Sylvie Lenane. In 2003, Tadhg Lenane is on the Galway team facing Kilkenny. And in 1983, Galway won their first All-Ireland minor, and on that team was Joe Cooney, John Cummins, Jerry McInerney, Pat Malone, Sean Tracy, all went on to establish themselves at senior level. Can it be 2003?
agus dar nó cho Mailena ahead. Sylvie is imir o rogyd e hen, dimmer sé le ffyrin y herin fe hoch blian y diag, fi sé yn Alban agos yr oeflo o phobl sgol o'r byn sy'n gwedi, agos syahyd, ffyrin y gael un so, gwyli myd y fiach yn tyro o Sheen i hen, agos Benson, Niall Coleman, mae'r fi mynd yn roli fo hienyf ys cyswyl gyr Lord Poetke, agos yn brohor Damien, edrych efeli, yn ein achon so le Richie Power, a bwy cref na herin yn ydig, agos le cloiste chiarain im lean, agos mae'r fi mynd yn roch, o mae le cloiste chiarain, agos cwyslan homid, a bwy cref fi, gael im sgolyn yn y gael i eich diant y cyswyd, a gahad nam lean, agos sy'n y ffeiri yn sahara. Meti Murphy yn bain y stwyd, agos Michael Fogarty, y cawrŵl e sy'n. Ar Lord Parkinson, Damien Kelly, gwyl i myd y fiach yn tyd. Mae'n eisiau siwyd y stach ar y bod gan ydig yn ei Kilkenny agos horpwy ach siohe yn treisiach yr dehern agos yn bod stwr y hwyr liam o mweld fi hyn agos y fan moedi.
As the Taoiseach takes his seat, Micheál, Kilkenny, just to give you a perspective from their camp, they've been a little bit concerned about their scoring power. They've scored 4 goals against Dublin, but failed to raise a green flag against Offaly or Cork. They're hoping for a little bit better luck here against Galway.
Kilkenny beg nach y faras yn ish, hws ochr leis yn glwch. Hws corau leis y glwch, canis yn sa. O, wntach ys ffad, chan amana eichte. Shane Cadigan, bol yn clytyd. Ystach gyda Chaffetz Patrick, fachtig y tra. Fachtig y mas yn eirige, anna chomys, anna sgilwyl. Wiltig y glwte yn sohige gyda o'n gainan, agos anna chofol. Ystag i Aidan Ryan. Chaffetz Patrick, hos, agos yn Counson, yn Mihimw.
A little bit of concern immediately from a Galway perspective here that the fullback was so easily beaten, but as we look, wonderful save by Aidan Ryan, and he managed to get to the rebound as well. But Chaffetz Patrick, first ball, beat Germahan rather easily.
Marsin, Aidan Ryan. Down more ard, law. Marav, and so a barca Croke, agus Declan Garvey, Derek Caracady Gownson. Ach an fartiantau, de gyd donach o Cody, agos Puxair, gno hwyg a siwd. La môr dyna ahed, lainef choma dar no. Ach a se Richie Power, a hwgig i counter. Loiste hier ein, agos bref na heiden yn edig, agos Macle Richie Sheenshire. O'r chef e sgôl, wrth y gymahag agos yn chiad ffwynte, ege Richie Powell.
Easily their top scorer, Richie Power, with a goal and 21 points coming up to this All-Ireland final.
Gritherson, bwylte Anna Ada, agos Bishopta, ege Damien Kelly, bwylte ge ach Ergesh. Marsin, Colm Grant, an a counter of Woolamach. Arish Lord na Poitke. Reached Damien Kelly van the Talon. Wil te sterk gedas, agus aan de hand get Donald Riley. For she Rochol, zich lekanisch. Wil dan pull bolt is Derek Vior. Chance het ook weer goal. Aan de hal is Dickinson to get Colin Grant. O Erich Angus Callanan.
What a fabulous sequence there. Just beautiful skill. The long ball in towards the corner, an intelligent ball over far as Donald Riley. Look at the skill here, taking on Shane Cadigan. And it just looked like it was going to go in by centimetres, hit off the top of the post. Now watch the goalkeeper here. Brilliant save here, beating out Angus Callanan's shot, and eventually the ball being cleared.
Colin Grant, o chloist o wedi, y Maile Owen. Wel tymach bydasig e. Sora hit nis disha post again, Niall Coleman, a Moholard na Poitke. Passant va o Yenov, ege John Dalton. The Kilkenny. Damien Kelly, Bachta and Saga, Richie Power. Well, Stach Gadasiga, I guess, Dish or score, and so again Kilkenny, I guess, this printed son again, Morris Nolan. Oh, watch the heroine.
This could well be a battle, Michal, of the respective full forward lines. Morris Nolan and Shah Fitzpatrick look like they have the beating of David Kennedy and Ger Mahan, and down at the other end, Riley, Callanan and Niall Healy look very dangerous for Galway.
Borok an a hochtach atrasan, maar vi marstira. Wil te mach gedas, Kilkenny gekossen koma. Counson. Ramach agus le Gailif an Counsa. Paiklanan. Max Sylvie. Shahet Haig. Agus le Gailif agus Sue. Willie an son Shane Cadigan ní fatach an séad Dolph. Agus deisige Damien Kelly, Gailib chor an unsaí, báta bháin eile. Wintige isteach a láslí, go dtí Niall Healy. Niall, chur a dábhaile. Agus John Dalton, lána go má. Ní fad a chuig. John a ríist, agus Robedín sehe, Niall Healy. Agus puck séir gnóthaithe ag Niall.
Niall Healy is a very special talent. We saw him in the semi-final here against Tipperary. He scored 10 points. He also came on in the under-21 semi-final in Cusack Park in Ennis and added substantially.
Hardly Fergal, Michigan here pointe all agus sné pointe every hand the Niall Healy. Pointe bóin atra marsin. Lá brohloch cartata a barca Croke. Very hanán. Bitter Dalla, Dolda Richie Power, Peter O'Donovan. Utistach a shoot. Sara Stig get John Lee, Winter. Agus Richie Power, and the Skilloon. With each Fitzpatrick, Dinner College Richie. Marsin, beg puckle again Multoir le Niall Callanan.
Niall Callanan from the Crowell club being spoken to by the referee for that late challenge on Richie Power.
Agus puckle again le Taiglinan, Choma. Richie Power, och Aragatawick, Kilkenny, Tana Hoylewil, Bishop and Gardner Viadu, the Kilkenny, agus Walter Harris address now on the Richie, have the count, and see you count the Kilkenny.
tell you another thing, Micheál, that's going to be a factor today is the heat. It's very warm down on the pitch. Very warm.
Bachta Gadas and Sonnig and Niall Callanan. Saramani, Vishal Lord Port Kennedy, Galway. Wilta Gadas is Stachsachune and Saga, Gedi Donald Riley. Donald, a Derek Council is Duru, Stachel Ashley. I guess. Na bheith líocht déanta go dúnach a códaí ar a bheith eachta tlíodsan agus a bhfuilte go dás trasna go Pat Hartley. Ach seothe Declan Garvey, bhfuilte go Declan ach róada ar clé.
Declan Garvey here at the end of a move, but certainly down the right wing, Galway seem to be at least questions.
Ashe Lofos. Machajo Lord Lapoitke, agus Alicius Basul Dinta Kienborg. Macle Frankborg. Richie Power, Baltavoinelle. Ongrach da Lord Lapoitke, agus Ongainen, agus Taiklenain, Stig Mielavoide. Wiltiga Richie, agus Anna Irach, Sord Pointed, Richie Power. Chief Winte, Iga Richie Godisa. Go ahead, Aidan Ryan. Richie Power, Baltavoinelle. Hoop the heen. Stach Godi Chap Fitzpatrick aan de Vert die tijd. Ik Germahan. Agus Niall Callanan. Aan de skill, Iga Niall.
Lovely stick work there by Niall Callanan until he was flattened by a frontal charge. Just watch the stick work here now. There's one little flick and he tries to balance it again until the shoulder, or at least the frontal charge, comes in.
Marshin, Niall Healy, Ille, Quisach Gear. Bar, Vianach Breen, Soflohilla Canish, Queen to Godisa, and Vaishan Tarna Count. The Gonberg at Clay. Grant and the live edition on Anada Agus the Crescent Niall Coleman on the Talloon to go down Agus Kalish Dinta and son Niall Healy Agus a hen a hockey on puck sale.
Kilkenny are obviously very much aware of the threat posed by these three forwards in the full forward line, because every time the ball comes in, I think the first tendency is to foul. It's be a bit of concern for brother Damien Brennan, the manager of Kilkenny.
Dishva and Sahiga Niall, Captain of Forne, Ordinally do. Will take a Niall, August, will take a Mahaga, Quint it if you do get the Nelly. Schneidson and Rarnaha Atra. Clíhanile a hostáilige Colm Grant an Bautasa, Iachana sa gair auch leis, agus aide higa mai leis, Seothe, mecht leis isteach, Alan Healy, Alan mecht go fód, Anna Gesig Alan, acha, an bhechtdianta Alan agus Glanta machatsaige Dermot Ryan. Leis anna ma tachtach lo hinis, Lola lecha chwyl, Peter O'Donovan, machtige Peter. Ach, Neil Counson, bwylta go mahan eichrige, Sarah an sonige Niall Callanan. Trasna na Portge, Donach Cody, a Diana Gama, a Mark Gedi, Pat Hartley, That's the Hune, good glote on some goody Morris Nolan, Morris and after staff, Dishigan. Would to know goody Chaffetz Patrick, would to get Cha, August Harris addressed on, pointed as to get Cha.
Well, the battle around midfield and half-back line seems to be even, but I think this All-Ireland could well be won by the respective full-forward lines and the type of ball and the quantity of ball that goes into them. Here are the two boys combining. Chaffetz Patrick scoring a good point.
On the wall at Senegal, Niall Coleman. That lauded. Look at Cody, agus Anna Hossentan, Yana Vigetta Kilkenny. She powers, down the wake, back to get Cha. Cha, Vola and Clitted, Gudas, Amachan Sogudi, Alan Healy, back to Gallen, Nagas the Sala noch to Gallen, back to Shistach, and pass me him all. Later, Gamahaga Germahan. Agus an ishe, Shall Kilkenny and Ahuid, David Prendergast, Gullet and Nonsi, Agus College Denta David.
Nice skill here by the Kilkenny men, but obviously you can see the challenge. An illegal one.
Marshan Deshiga Ritchie, a Daharo pointer, a rhyme shoe, the Kilkenny. Leaky in Gudisa. Well, to get green again on Carol Quinton.
Just something to notice, Micheál, that when Richie is establishing the shot, he's like on the first tee from my golf lesson. He's setting up the driver, so it's the hurley, this time behind the ball, and then he has this sequence of bending over it. Very unusual.
Matty Murphy, agus imini Mariella Shin. To get in there, to go Dassenson on the Tallow. Sarah Higgin, Lon Hooley, Germahan. And the Cody, agus the Cora Cleckian Bork. We have Harris at Devline, agus the Puddin Shinched, Kilkenny, agus the Brian Cody, so Ashley, or Yanov, Istach, and so the part of Croke, we get cut. Law on the board, though, shoot. Martin, DJ Kiri, and so. Agus Shahe. Damien Kelly, the Ngailib. Gutter, Edadalov. Agus the Fachta Gadesiga, Declan Garvey. Agus Kalish and son, Dienter, Niall Kellerman.
And Galway not able to get any movement really here, because once they start finding inroads, they're pulled down, they're fouled.
Niall Healy, Neil scored, I'm she again, Tossiele, Ongailiv Gafoil, Shahe, Deshigan Trio Cown, August, point to every three again, Niall Healy.
Three points for Galway, 3 points from frees from this man, Niall Healy. Kenny there, Finney Larkin all going in, they've arrived underneath us here.
Moore, Edith Kirkby. Agus Shahe Richie Power. Will tell her Hooligan, get Peter O'Donovan. Erich Clwyd Sarah. Dermot Ryan, but I'm Harris at Devline.
Kenny just in the dressing rooms now, as you can see.
But the Stach get Michael Fennelly, agus Fachta gloated son again Morris Nolan, agus Harris just on the point again Morris Nolan.
About 3 balls have gone into these two boys, Morris Nolan and Chaffetz Patrick, and they've scored 3 times.
Kilkenny, Edian of Gama, Gadisa, agus Damien Kelly, Eileen Hodder and Unsi. Sorry go das ag John Dalton agus. Efrú Boxer yn Gaelef. Naid Healy gost de his basúl. Goed verder no marschen is dag on de Evelyn. Ille hier het ogen. Wilte Ganail agus Wilte annach lúter fad anna feinte I Ganail. On Caharu count.
Kilkenny being punished every single time for fouling. 4 frees from Niall Healy, 4 points.
Marsin gan atara a chan chula báin agus is dóile mar chumégan go bhéta go chluhibh ábharín ní bhríomhri beidir go gear go mech. Deishansa ag John Lee agus gur leannig Peter O'Donovan in sé anna bhartaíoch. Agus a tachta gaudid Michael Fennelly. Wiltisteach ige agus Maras Nolan ach an bhartaíontaid ige Ger Mahan. At Hartley agus Niall Coleman Ian Chéile Schutter Pachta ansa ag Dermot Ryan gan mór fada istechan sa godi Donald Riley Jessica Donald to Godastige Niall Healy Gansig an Niall Atlas istech Gans Fosig agus Printe Ivy Cooig again Niall Healy Cookin for Jessica hier glas of Lohile Ganish Cookin sa Tanwile.
As Michal said, first point from play for Niall Healy, and he had to work very hard. Very strong lad here. Good skill. Nice ball inside, you have to say as well, from Donald Riley, although Healy had to work very hard. Survived the shoulder, balanced well, struck well.
Marsin, gan atarach a dá feinte. Roderick White. Stachanish, Gideon Lontasach, Angus Callanan, Shohe Angus, Anamon Agus, Corcusha, Be Angus, Boxer, Agus, Mayadi Lehili, Eva Gatarach, Elnavoin.
This time it's David Prendergast from Clara that was fouling, but again, that ball that's going into the full forward line is quick. It's intentional. It's obviously part of the plan. It's in low to Angus Callanan, tries to get away, and immediately they're fouled again.
And White Niall and Sheo Cowan. Wilte Niall agus a feinte Ivy Shea.
6 points for Niall Healy, 5 from frees, 1 from play, and Galway now just 1 point adrift.
Marsin, Niall score again the Gaelef, the foul. Colm Grant agus Anna Ed Correlish Ganson again. Coracatsa Donald Riley. That's the Gaudid. Niall Coleman. Boston Buitiga David Prendergast. Yerach Dacharahe. At Hartley. Anna Talon. Richie Powell. Buitiga Dasiga. Ishtachadi Michael Fennelly. Michael Fennelly. Goody Owen Guinan. Owen Guinan. Here 20 again Owen.
I don't want to be seen to be repeating myself, Michal, but again it's noticeable that it is a corner forward for Kilkenny that's scoring. All 3 full forwards now have scored, and all from play. Maurice Nolan, Chaff Fitzpatrick, and over here Owen Guinan.
Marsin and Gaelef Derek Dollar in Unsi at Schlauna Hoffinch and Dedic agus Shohe Angus Callanan. Angus Anashkilige Angus a Markadi Niall Callanan. Wilte Niall or Ille Anna year after the Lava Clay.
Well, anybody who's been looking for tickets will know how difficult it's been over the last couple of weeks. Almost a capacity crowd even at this stage.
Washed away it, Violet Owen, Colm Grant, Agus, Yerige Council of all Sonair, John Lee, Schlauna Hebuig, Gafach, Agus, Deshinsa, Richie Powell, Yerach Tarahe. Wilte no Chaff Fitzpatrick, Wilte get Chad, Sarah Hishtig and Son, Eden Ryan. Donald Riley. Well, to go gloating, Niall Callanan, on a scale of that, Niall Ellen, Niall Healy, Kalisha, Niall Healy, and John Dalton.
As you said, Micheál, what beautiful skill. An overhead pull by Niall Callanan, a feature of that sequence. And again, Kilkenny fouling.
Deshigasho and Shachto Cown, a oil. Sikhiedla, Marvisara, for Shehukin Sikhiedla, Agus Hukin Satarnalas of Lohela Kanish. Deshigan Shachto Cown, a oil, Hannah Hainitza, will take a Niall, Agus Pinte, every shot, the Nelly. Chafa Kish the Hud, Mariola, Tussa Ella, Nagali, Goodisa. Matty Murphy.
What's worrying from a Galway perspective, as you said, Micheál, is the fact that nobody else in the Galway team has scored. Good point.
Agus Law, Malach and Amanichte, Richie Power, Agus John Lee, Kalishik John Lee, Richie.
You just might watch the free-taking sequence here for John Power, for Richie Power, I should say, because he does two things. One, he establishes the hurley behind the ball, and then he bends.
For Corlaisha Chur, Tiran Roderick White, on Ilif, Mashe Edadalov, Gortehe, Arshin, Shane Roderick. On the Shestach Mar on the East, the Hela Canish, Agus Dimmershegama, no Vishestik, the Hela Canish, on Shestach, the Hoykaru Canish, Dimmershegama.
Beautiful scene down at the Hill 16. That's our camera behind the railway end, and it really is a beautiful picture there, looking in down all the way around to Croke Park, majestic theatre of dreams down towards the canal end.
Marcin, Par, Arik Nashauk, Richie Power. Bultiga Richie, agus Bultiga Richie, Hannes and Drasnan, on Hugo Pinte, Eg Richie. Aidan Ryan, we lost the line. But it's just a Hugo Hart, Son had good gloat again, Farahastic Gimmer, Vats the John Dalton. Agus is Fada Machavi, John Dalton, and Wooten Baltason. Agus a Machdish Ishtach, Alan Healy, Mark the Dermot, Shahe Alan the Machdish Gafoid, and pass now, Dida Kamihamo, Owen McGrath. Go on the end. Agus and Lutherator, Kahagamoltoidish, Luther Stachatra. After Wiggy Passon, Bed Ovidin Björkman and Owen McGrath.
It looked like Galway were exposed here, but it was the quality of the pass that let his colleagues down here, and there was a chance Galway immediately recovered.
The Patishdag. Kalish, no hit, and son, a ballot, Damien Kelly. Arshin, and cool boy, they tacked the mark, Aidan Ryan, get a council for a white. Altoid the Royal Hut. Can the Lady Yanaver reached. Balishkanach there no, Akshahe, Aidan Ryan. Back to the English Callanan. Washen Counson Godas, Wiltig English, Agasana Pointig, English Callanan.
First man to score on the Galway team outside of Niall Healy, and it's Angus Callanan from the Liam Mellows club in Galway. We're looking at it from the angle camera from the far over side. That's a great point, looking at it from the Cusick stand viewpoint.
Agus bhí sé san na rig, bhí Cahardiag, bhí sé gimmert leis na Pelladóí chomá, be captain na Pelladóí. Líana, a le cosint go maithis, bach the hawl again Niall Callanan. Ungadín Daifsa, agus Dishansa hige Kianborg. And that dient it Kian. Yes. Naige Chéile agus Plantage Michael Fennelly. Teach sa chúne, Cha Fitzpatrick. Cha gara leis isteach, seansa go Cha agus a Hans Tócaige. Pointe eile ag Cha Fitzpatrick.
Second point for Cha Fitzpatrick, who has been moved out to right half forward. Getting inside here, good strong hurler. Cha had to work very hard here, get by Ger Mahan and Roderick White. Did well.
Seo Peter O'Donovan a chan bhartíanta Peter agus a meachtasteach Declan Garvey a machgadí Donal Riley. A head Donal, a dhéanach Donal, hanna leanna gíire. Níle heile. Wultisteach a Láshley agus Jessica Niall Healy. Wultisteach a Niall agus Colin and Niall Healy.
They left Niall Healy alone for just a moment. But credit the work here of Donal Riley, who had the ingenuity to hand pass it in. It was not a great ball, but look at the marking here. Suddenly Healy was alone and managed to scramble it past Colm Grant. They were looking for goal here. Bad defending, it must be said, to allow Healy alone. He took his goal well.
An Lasser Savara finish. Richie Power. Scown ahead of Dolov. Wultisteach a Láshley. Last in the poitke. Dinta unsa an achtersteach go on Gainan, chance go on. Ja, chance go on. Goal go on Gainan.
At last this game is coming to life. But what a response. Always a good sign of a team when they concede a score, or indeed particularly a goal, that they can respond almost immediately. One extra minute left in this opening half, but already this is heading towards a pulsating climax. Owen Guinan did all the work here. He tried to pass it in when he got into a good position. Ball fell kindly for him here and he pulled hard. Great goal.
Dagrana happy Kilkenny Shahe Ingus Callanan, Atlesh Stach. Wiltig Ingus, Stachel Ashley, Canana Rain Sherach, Sarah Gadasiga, Colm Grant. Wantamachige Colm. After John Clitted the Nile, Damien Kelly, Bevru. Pass. Wiltige, Elehachuil, Donal Riley, Agus Ritrasnansa, Ingus Callanan, Declan Garvey, Dachanish, Gideon Vadlaw Portke, Damien Kelly, Damien, Trasnan the Portke, Why Gengus, Callanan and Council, Machta Gengus, that is Ingus, a Garlish Stachan, Modi the Gengus, the Hefos, and Arnadan Hashem Heroada. An bhartíanta Niall Healy teachta gaudir. Niall am achleisisteach. Wilte ag an Niall gadi Niall Callanan. Oh, what's an ag an Niall Callanan. Sár goal.
What a fantastic goal. Brilliantly worked by the Galway attack. Ingus Callanan, Niall Healy and Niall Callanan all involved. This was the hard work of Niall Healy, the captain, getting in at the Cusack stand side. The pass inside was a good one. Came to Callanan. What a shot. What a goal. This is the view from inside the net. Unstoppable.
Anna Heinelach in Michigan. David Kennedy. Agus Lehama.
Psychologically, that is some response by Galway. As the point I made earlier about a response from Owen Guinan scoring a goal after Niall Healy's goal, Galway responded again in similar manner. At half-time, the last couple of minutes have been breathtaking here in Croke Park, and at half-time it's Galway leading by this scoreline. It has been so close between these teams all the way, but at half-time it's Galway 2 goals and 8 points, Kilkenny 1 goal and 10. We'll be back with analysis from Michael Dignan and Ger Loughnane. Do stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
I suppose, and giving away terribly stupid frees when there was no chance of a score coming on either side. Now you had flashes of brilliance from Richie Power and Cha Fitzpatrick the other side, but of course Niall Healy is the big thorn on the side at this side. But it is 110-8, which is a very, very good score at half time. As you said, it has built up. It'll be a very interesting second half, but
Can I just
very
hold you there for a
sensible
second, Ger, because we can see in our picture down on the screen Sean Kelly, who's the president of the GA, with Gillian O'Sullivan, of course, who is also a Kerry person. Gillian is here today because, as I'm sure you well know, she won a silver medal at the recent World Athletics Championships in the 20k walk. Only the 4th occasion ever that an Irish athlete actually ever won a medal at the World Championships. And he's being about to be introduced to the crowd here at Croke Park, and deservedly so too. And I suppose Sean Kelly, a Kerry man, and a Kerry woman with them, and why not indeed. By the way, Gillian, the jersey that she's wearing there, or the t-shirt that she's wearing there as well, is for gold, and it's a little reminder that next Friday is Wear Your County Jersey Day for gold. Gold are asking you to wear your county jersey, make a contribution of €5 to gold, and for their work in the Third World, and their charity work and so on. And Gillian obviously here today, very much supporting that particular next Friday. Sorry now, Joe, we're talking about the minor game. You're making the point there, just.
yeah, just making the point that it wasn't the type of game we expected. We expected this very explosive start, but at the same time, the last 10 minutes has made up for the disappointment of the first 20. Terrific goals there towards the end, some very, very good scores in play. Up to that, it was mainly a free-taking contest between Richie Power and Niall Healy. But there are class forwards on both sides here. You know, we said at the start it would be a battle between the two forward lines. That's exactly how it is turning out. Defensive weaknesses, but we like to see scores, and we have seen 3 great goals here.
It became a bit of a ding-dong in the goal-scoring front. Niall Healy got a goal first, and then came this goal, a young Owen Guinan for Kilkenny. This was an excellent goal.
Yeah, super goal. I see the ball breaks into him here, and you know at that stage you'd never think there was a goal on. They took the ball, and it's typical Kilkenny, just to give away a goal down the other end, and he will head straight for the goal. And it broke nicely from there, but a great finish. And we talked about the Galway full forward line before the game, but the Kilkenny full forward line has been super. Maurice Nolan is having a blinder in the right corner, scored 2 brilliant points, and Cha Fitzpatrick has 2 points, and Guinan has 1-1. So they've contributed more from play than the Galway full forward line, even though, as we said there, Niall Healy has 1-7 scored, and that's some scoring and a half.
Certainly is.
In the minor final. But as Gerard was saying, the last 10 minutes has been super. I'd say a lot of nerves early on, and I'd say both managers would be saying, cut out the freeze, like this ridiculous freeze, 50-60 yards from goals, and close down by 3 or 4 men, and then some lad comes in with a stupid tackle, and that's happened on both sides. So, you know, if they cut that out and keep the ball in play more, I think it'd be a great second half.
Well, just when Kilkenny got the goal, which kind of we thought was a bit of a blow to Galway, then comes the next goal, Ger O'Sullivan, which was the Galway goal, and this put them right back on track again.
Well, this would have Donal O'Reilly here to the man of the match so far, Niall Healy. A great pass out to Niall Canlan, and he really buries it. Niall Healy is creating absolute havoc here.
Yeah.
He's shown what we all said beforehand, that he's a really class forward. And better still, he's a man for the big occasion. I saw him in the semi-final, in the international semi-final against Tipperary. He's brave as well as being skillful, and he's always in the right position. I think 2 or 3 different men have tried marking him up to now. He has scored all the frees, and really, if Galway are to win it, he's the man who's going to make the difference today. It's great to see a player touted before the game and then living up to the expectation when the big day comes.
Well, this Kilkenny team were built up before the match. They played very well, in fairness to them, but it's Galway that are edging it, as we said, at half-time. They are leading 2-8 to 110, second half, after the break.
Maurice Nolan, nach Deschistach, Maurice Gafool. Siŵr chos yn tywyd I tîm Pwll Inisiad. Aile Federic Cosant. Magoni. Cha Fitzpatrick. Calais dianta siŵd agus Puxair. No, Calais dianta Richie Power agus Ihach yn onyddi, siant onyddi Austin Murphy yn Farahani Contoitke yn John McGrath.
This was a high challenge on Cha Fitzpatrick, no doubt. Had to be a free. Or rather Austin Murphy, I think it was, yes.
She Power, Beck Tamalin, maar dyna dys na tysa gorstithe agus Corlaish, Ochor, yn syniad Maurice Nolan. Be Maurice, hwyci yn dyffeinti gydys ag Richie gus desig yn siw cawn ag aim siw gus yn sgôr o chochr mw. Maurice Nolan o'ch lostig hier awin. Bawn nile Eden is tushke ymlaen y gelo. Siahe Richie, yn ddolch eisiau ffeinti, sians gynienig. Richie agus pointe I bit sé. Ig ahead.
Sides level again. Just at the start of the second half.
Marsin gan Mágáine atra a láthar na huaide. Idir co-score. Anna Tevlin agus Annach Wall san air ag John Dalton a has na letas a hinis bhí séistig sa chúinar dúis take himach agus leis an soige ón gainan Sehe ón a fara chuid a cóil cad a dhéana sé a bhfuil sé isteach agus pointe má ag ón gainan.
Well, for most of this game, Kilkenny have been in front just by a point or two, and Owen Guinan made sure here, cutting inroads through the heart of the Galway defence. The challenge coming in a little bit late here from Germahan. Still Guinan managed to put it over the bar.
Marsin Kilkenny the Cosent Shane Cadigan Christach Lashley Richie Powell Deshiga Richie Slí Jan of the Hen John Lee Corrigohige Ultimach Gudi Own Gainan Teperik Yadwit Hashige they Garalesh Stach Own Gainan Anna Rein Sherach Anna Rocher Anna Hansago Nagaton Neil Have me Captain Leonton.
Wonderful piece of skill here, but the finish was disappointing. Got inside one defender, got in through the second, looked like he was going for a goal here, but he went straight into side netting. Goalkeeper, to his credit, Aidan Ryan, had that angle covered.
Marsin Cian Burke Gyda'r Dalov agus Hagemol Toyd Ishtacha
Substitution on the Galway team.
In the Galway
Kennedy is being replaced by number 25, Aidan Diviney.
Kieran Diviney Itachan Poitke o Vehe and out David Kennedy. Henson again, Dermot Ryan, Raigadi Niall Coleman, Winter Fanna Talunige, Acharish John Dalton, Taka Himachadi Glihan, Gahe John, Lachajo, the Carnoige, Agazana Hansen, Sergei Chaffetz Patrick, and I say, calling it Chaffetz Patrick.
Brilliant goal by Sean Fitzpatrick, but the shot there by the goalkeeper Aidan Ryan is protesting with his defence because the signals here were terrible. Germahan, the full-back, was involved, so too was the corner-back, and the ball fell straight into the path of Sean Fitzpatrick, and the goalkeeper had no chance.
Donach Cody, Augustin, Timothy, Austin Murphy, Jahe Austin, went to trust the Joe Owen Guinan the Gigas, Highlanan. Yerge and Schlitter Hossen, Haige the end of Gama and Bautisa, Bachtige Taig, Anna Tevline, after a count, Sarah Hege Michael Fennelly, there are Yanzi and Michael, Motoy the Squealish, Michael at the end of Gama, chance to score, Agus Painting, Michael Fennelly.
Five points now between the teams, but credit Michael Fennelly from Ballyhale Shamrocks with this point. He really had to work very, very hard here to get the chance to hit the slither straight over the bar.
Ashen scored a Tastal on 11. Why should about to say Damien Kelly after Anna Roher will to get Damien nach Lager.
And this is going to test the character of this Galway side, because Damien Kelly had options available left and right, but there's an amount after Kilkenny have hit them with this thunderstorm at the start of the second half that they have to settle now.
Goed pointje, Atre, a lot na huide. Christach, Austin Murphy, Diana Gama, O'Hine Sheikh and Toitke, Iglehammer. Yeah. Richie Powell, chance to Richie. Will to Richie against Peter Dassiger, Richie Powell.
7 points for Richie Powell. This is his first from play. And Kilkenny are rocking and rolling now towards this All-Ireland title with a brilliant start to this second half.
Dar no tása go má bhaintse den nu, go mé sé der cóscóir le Corcaigh. Ag 8 díag, da chréimecha ile éireann, buite an dáchúnta ach ní sé hart pós. Dit in a dalamh agus sé héad a gaiileh agus Cianbor. Nach na rúthar, John Dalton a déir agéist up agus má chara sé déir líne agus le Kilkenny an council.
Cork senior hurling team have arrived just underneath us here in the Hogan stands. There's Frank Murphy, the county secretary, Jim Forbes, the county chairman, all leading out their team here to play in the senior final.
Eile be Derek Duller in ón saoach, cosint bha ige Corcaigh agus puck saoir don Eileh chalais dianta haigla ná.
Cork players there just getting out their hurleys from the bus. Diarmuid O'Sullivan there and Dr. Conn.
Dermot Ryan Anna Watson and son again Michael Finlay. Ultimach agus Halashtir the Alan Healy being council. Richie Power. Richie Cow Moore father again Richie ach begon Bill Ergesh.
Substitution on the Galway team. Number 8, Cian Croke, is being replaced by number 21, Enda Fenton.
Cork coach Donald O'Grady just gone in there. Then O'Connor has gone in. Some of the Cork players all just going in. John Gardner there with his hurley going into the dressing rooms. This is a nervous time for these hurlers as some of them facing their first All-Ireland final as they go down the tunnel, down to the dressing rooms.
That's right, yeah.
Austin Murphy met the roher, Austin met the hole on the Vlieske fad, Wulte ag Austin and son of Kieran Devaney, agus a marcha hookige council.
The referee claims here that Austin Murphy was charging with the ball. I have my doubts about that, and he's claiming that it should be a free the other way. Kieran Devaney, the substitute introduced earlier at corner back for David Kennedy, was the player that faced Austin Murphy, who by the way comes into this match scoring a goal and 6 points. There's just the other confirmation of the other substitute, Enda Fenton on for Galway's midfielder Cian Burke. Beautiful day here in Croke Park. Temperatures about 25, 26 degrees. It really is looking magnificent. This is the charge again. Let's just watch this. Austin Murphy coming in with the ball. Yes, you can see he was a bit of an elbow there, and the referee spotted it and said it was a free to Galway.
Austin Murphy, Eridalov, Adianta Gamahage, Ohanishek and Portke, Iglahama. Agase Kapkulor. An Eileh Schlaunach and Dedic, Boutavarnelle, with Kenonoch Senemmer, Tashet Chef Winter and Dedic. Aidan Ryan, Ademar Hadeve, a Yanach Kuldo, Vacha. Ní gélik Kilkenny gepog. Níor ginine a riamh dar ná se Niall Healy mas féidir lénig an déad sé Niall an ghearán na gáilisteach Tá ístéantar Niall. Agus níor a fleicthuaig a cool about san agus raigáine me leabhar a bhiltóra.
Niall Healy again showing tremendous leadership, strength, but being brought down here following this penetrating run. He's causing problems every time he gets the ball. Now the option will be here obviously to take a point, but he just might go for a goal.
Niall Healy, Hena Shacht Gudisa, Igaheen. Niall, agus Counson, Volta Harasha Drasnonige, Green Taylor Foes.
Just 5 points now between the teams, and Galway certainly needed that point just to settle them, to give them a little bit of self-belief back.
Colin Grant. De Arnold lead the Hippicon, Birgit Gaile weg. Kilkenny gemorgen tussen Alan Healy. Sterker die Fitzpatrick, han werkt die til, noen willig, Germahan. Snarere ikke John Dalton. Die Michael Pennelich, Wintero en Sonnige, Niall Coleman, ach Harrische de Bline.
Substitution on the Galway team. Number 12, Niall Coleman, has been replaced by number 19, Kevin Hines.
Janine Taharuele, Hadi Antonishik Gaile. Schlitter wit, as a good car right away. John Dalton, Stachel Ashley, Star Hinsega, Declan Garvey. All the Tastadion, I live in this. This of all, well, you're not cool on the head of your road. Niall Declan Garvey. Hier get de chorrer in ons zeeg. Alla kan Chossan Tory het zegt Niall Healy. En werkt in te kijken. Zeg yo. Snel met het al op. Agus niet alleen aangelen Chossan Tory Kilkenny. Dat het macht poster sterk. Mag ik hem al Tory slitter sterk achteren. Het is sterk gegeven. Geen Cadigan. Arcady Counson, Robert Trasner, Donald Riley. Daar Jonah Carno gebeden, Wiltige Donald, Wiltige Donald, het helemaal live edition. Goed vrienden, wel, je nog cool, Anna Heidewe, van Nijlev, daar naar de hoogloog, dus Anna Heidewe dan terug, Oma. Die spelen Kilkenny. Ongena oorlog lo, maar jeden shit. In de hit de Gaili, Kevin Hines. Leggen ze, Biddy. Inges Kellenen, Inges Bevru. Doet Kurrohige. Wordt je de eerste Stachel Ashley, die John Lee. Niall Healy. Niall Lemachlish. Wohin Niall? Anna Wille, Anna Count, Anna Pointing and Niall Healy.
What a fabulous point. And before that, when he won the possession in a previous incident, his balance is just superb, and it's quite noticeable here again. Look at the style here. Short grip, power.
Is de Gafachor, Carmech Gailiv, van Niall Healy in out. Agus Shahid Declan Garvey. Later Jerry Fuente. I don't know. Donald Riley. Shahid Niall Callanan. Niall Garnalish is Stachanish. Kan is hier met Niall. Anna Wolle Vachtige. Oh, son. Ja, ik slitter er al haar Nash. Yes. Wachte again. In the day, Fuente against Anna Fuente and son. Anna Fuente and son again. Owen Fenton. Done I live.
Well, we can praise Niall Healy, but praise too for Enda Fenton here, because this was a very difficult point for a man who's just been introduced, and it was sheer hard work that finally got the ball to him. Had the confidence to have a goal from there in front of the Cusick stand. Good score.
Well, ni later in ish. I can hold the wine. Charlotte, nach Philip Hartfos, John Dalton, Anna Ruher, get John, Anna Hoplocker, will to get John Dalton, ach Wilte, et play. Arshen, Brahan on Raleigh, Nafel Chip, Cleat to Force. Aidan Ryan. Declan Garvey. Declan. After row at it, looking at boy Joey, Colin Grant, Dunschnitter, Macht Harrison Lean. Naast staan we voor daar nooit. Gailif contact ernaast, nooit Kilkenny control niet zich hier geen keer de shin. Die Schnitter Hansen. Wacht je. Mogen we het verliezen gaan. Declan Garvey met Janne Gamale Tamelin. Och Ashtrisha mag. Pass die Niall Callan en Anna Yasserpa, Donald Riley. Kanske Gadono. Garlish is daar. Het kan het afwillen. Maakt in het. Mag het zo bij die Peter O'Donovan. Wel, passend aan de hoogte. Een kansen dat Kilkenny. Agus zo, dan gov Derek en Damien Kelly. Maar de stolen door Leder Goel. Wil ik weinig de kansen. Achter Shatter eigen aarhe igen Moltlo. Igen Muerte Bleeding.
No doubt about it that Donald Riley was also fouled. Should have been a free for Galway earlier.
Arshen Fokkel igen Molto Lische Moyer. Agus eigen aarhe igen Molto. Oh.
You don't see that happening every day of the week. The referee, after consulting with his linesman, he seemed to agree with him initially. Then after the debate and the conversation, went the other way.
Ish, Jurgen Countse, Count achter. Achter, Roderick White. Agus Eile betrachter Ash, brede Kele, Kemer. Gulte Edson, Agus Gulte Anna Ba Edson, Harish Drasna, again, Niall Callan, Robinti, Shinniver down.
This is a fine comeback by Galway. We talk about character and self-belief, but Galway have fought back after a terrible start to the second half. Niall Callanan scored a great goal before half-time. This is his first point.
Well, wie ze kijkt het goal ook hier, waar wij gereilen winnen, het is van tussen. We gaan aan doen. Niall Callanan, naast het zo goed. Damien Kelly, Damien Fevro, John Dalton. Luther Etergus, Kahage Moltoid, Schlitter, Stechapper.
Nice skill here. Good block down.
Aleve Derek, Golden Annonce. Cody, Korodawele, Agus. Foxair, Danale.
Chopped down by the Kilkenny man. Free to Galway.
Niall Healy. Farger wil ik Aleve Bragamoor in de weer. Maar geen chen kansen. Niet de gaan. 1 vriendje gewoon.
He's already scored a goal and 9 points. This just outside the Kilkenny 65.
Niall Healy en Schlitter Bultige. Daar is zo'n holig als aan een vriendje. En heel het again Niall Healy.
10 points in the All-Ireland semi-final. A goal and 10 points in the All-Ireland final so far for the Galway captain from Croke.
Agus in ish, en Lasser Savarach, en vriendje van achteren, Colin Grant. Al Moor vader, Bultige. En de Dalop. Richie Powell. Ongeinen. Wachtige On, nach Lagerig. Zorgige Aidan Ryan. Aidan, down aan de orde vaart, Bultige Aidan. Bert Hossentoidi. Al, agus wachtige John Tennyson. John Tennyson, de tachtermaker, bol en klittet. Dagen Joe Chaffet's back to Ghana, Watson uit. Bultige. Ach, hij heeft nog live edition. En Bosse, hij deed hard aan de nou, Agoni. In de delen, in Kilkenny. Alan Healy in begin. Rate of all, Takahishta.
Replaced by number 19, David McCormick.
Obey David McCormick of Takahishta. David Rahistachanish. August Paul. A Ray Wall Takah Edibord Koma. Ashin. And Lasser Savarach again. Richie Powell. Canan Hoftach. John Lee there against them. Declan Garvey. Richie McLeish. A ball and Clifton. And it's been to Anna Hoftach. Richie Powell. The Kilkenny.
Richie Power has now scored 8 points, 6 of them from frees, 2 from play, but this last point is an indication of his strength and hurling ability, getting by 2 challenges, putting it onto his left and straight over the crossbar.
John Dalton or Cosent Dinta Igashoot, Agus Bultestach, David Prendergast, David Bevruge, Declan Garvey, David McLeish. McLeish. Valividish. Oh, come on, the Machtson higher.
The ash is being broken now. They know there's an All-Ireland at stake and it's fairly passionate.
Ashin. Ranaicha Darai na Roila. Agus Shachwin. Damien Kelly. Ranaicha Fuin Shoige. Stoch op hier te ra. Wordt is dat zeggen die Donald Kelly. Donald Fevro. Agus een wachtdientig. Peter O'Donovan. Peter het achtermaag. Mag het zeggen die Michael Fennelly. Down Moorvader. Ishmarshin of a Sealer. Roderick White. A Beth Temple Roderick. Half bounded Martin Keane. Roderick Bevro. Into the Mahega. Michael Shenkounts in the Varas. Sarahega David McCormick. Michigan Native. The Council Lana. Germahan. Niall Healy. Wilchester to Martin. Wasn't far again. Then the Cody.
Take your time.
Anderson, meter na Galway at the Devline. I said, "Now the off into Derek."
Watch it, Ricky. Watch it.
Shane Omity, and a Lloyd Bockafos. Then a Cody, Hockey Council. Well, Digagas, Machtiga Glote and Son, they get Ray Wall. Achsarahe, they get Aidan Ryan. Machajo, Lord the Portke. Machta, they get David Prendergast. John Lee. Machkadi, Niall Callanan, and Nemoshe Ruhar Nigianic. What to get asked, Donald Riley. Donald, against Peter O'Donovan. Matsule, Donald, Count Morar, Delaney, and against Anna Quinn to get Donald Riley. And get scored and over again.
We have seen just some fantastic skill here, Micheál, because Donald Riley was literally along the sideline in front of the Cusack stand. What a fabulous point. Look at the quality of the ball as well. Well coached, Niall Callanan feeding Donald Riley. Literally just a few metres in, had a go, under pressure, fabulous.
Ashin in feint of orange, Shinnabalatra, Michael Fennelly, Yerach Zarahe, John Dalton. Anna Chlohagen wat ik John, de Stachajo, the Kamak, Zarahe Mahatson, the German. Blanta Machagadi, Roderick White, Roderick Bevro, Anna Manish Chlohe, Niall Healy, Niha, Achan Tunadi, a Heinige Stachogenev, independent, Dachajo the Carnoga, Pachta Glote, Estigetson, I John Tennyson, Irish Lord the Portke. Rit Trasna, Charles Fitzpatrick, Heiglenan, Shahet Hyde, Heide, Lanan Clitted, the topic. John Dalton, against Niall Callanan, Lechele, Edadalo. Ashin, Kilkenny, Diana Gama, Lord Nahuede, and Heilig, Anna Hossent, against Shahe, Roderick White, Roderick, Ishmarshin, Ilaunachen, Point of Iron, Turashefig, and Pool Boyd, Colin Grant. Again, Ganson, Clapper, and Rihanna Tynip Nahu evaded. Lord of the Clittered, Peter O'Donovan, Acne Rochefagi, Colin Grant to Haley gets after Matt, Niall Healy, Agus Angus Callanan, Tachta ga Niall a gáiliste. Calais déta Niall a chance again an pointe cóscóid a Heimsú.
Just 2 points there about that sequence as we watch the replay here and the player being fouled. Niall Callanan did a beautiful rob down in the middle of the pitch, and notice Colm Grant, he was nervous about the new sliotar and the hopping ball. He decided to come out and then went back, judged it right, but then took a little bit too much out of it. Look at the rob here. Beautiful skill, right on the stick. Excellent work by Niall Callanan.
Agus se hit John Dalton.
Well, this is some fight back if they can draw level here by Galway, because they were under siege right at the start of the second half, and once Cha Fitzpatrick got his goal, Galway were down 6 points, but they fought back. This is to level the match with just about 2 minutes to go.
Is tá sé gortathe takeithe go hen an éile ír a dóhin agus éana dé go dísta ba sé héna héanaíag. Count 4-8 go dó, mar má haint sin countsa, be siad ar cóscó. Niall Healy, gáir de chactite, de bólan tite, agus héim na láile is go mé ábhra.
He'll be disappointed. Difficult for Kilkenny, but remember he has scored a goal and 10 points today. But they need one more to level this game.
Sin, sín ó matí brise, had a hit again mótóid. Catán anduin, ní deir leis a fós, ní náí. Cha Fitzpatrick, down Ishel Bultige, dain Sherach. Haiglenan, Dangalib, Bevru, Wanta Mahage, with the Lord Portkit, Damien Kelly, on the Talon, Genta Mahage Donald Riley, Donald, Matlish, Chansiga Donald, Bultige Donald, like a fashion in Posto.
Remember his name, Donald Riley. This is a man of character. Under pressure, showed that he's willing to work for the ball. He worked for it here, got possession, got inside the Kilkenny cover, looked around, had a shot, and he levelled this All-Ireland minor final.
Catán anduin, Roderick White, Buntago, Tachta Gaudid, Germahan, Bevruger, Buntago, Richie Paul, Heitlenan, Richie, Ongracht an Devline, Wilte Stachige, agus Anigish, Ansa, again Austin Murphy, Wilte, and Hemmelade Dishe, Nedinley, Martin, Pasiat goes, and Cole's goal.
We're into injury time now, Micheál, and as you mentioned a moment ago, we have 3 minutes of additional time. 3 minutes to win the All-Ireland minor title. Kilkenny going for 2 in a row. Galway for their first since 2000.
Nog a héana in Kilkenny Hanna, Catán anduin. And Mohig and Heilige Kit can Riam, Kit, Mohig can a sheet of Riam and I Kilkenny, no Mohig Kilkenny, and Mohig can a sheet and Heilig, then go you win. You wait and Heilig Riam, at Kilkenny, get Mohig Canish, a harsh chance in the Chico, Kevin Hines, Joe Kevin, Declan Ashley, with the Dollop, John Tennyson, Tachta Machlesh Gansa, John Gafford, Wilte, it's a Combracht and Devlinige, Tachta again, Enady, David McCormick, Stachetzer, Giddy Cha Fitzpatrick, oh, and a skill of Father Getcha, Calm Deinsherach, and Emil the Carnoige, Heiglenan, Tachta Gatai, Count on Hochtach the Haig, Niall Callanan, Levi Shankansa, Martin Dishige Kilkenny.
Again, some fantastic skill, Micheál. Cha Fitzpatrick, just watch this, just look at this. For sheer stick work and balance, he slipped, skill on the hurley, and looked around.
Counts Bulte Stachajo, Emil the Carnoige, Machtige Richie Powell, here of Sarah. Os de Roy down the mouth. Marconi Richie, chance to get Richie Powell. Richie Powell, the third. Richie Powell hangs it left on. Machine, Hockey League, point to contesting.
Nine points Richie Power has scored.
Nachlas is schlitter aan een geweldige German. German tacht hem af. Devro, haar is het Devline. En braher Damien het zon, agus bechen Tannabal hoed. Asige, doet je het puntje aan tussen. Dan nog een Cody. Agus kan Falco. Ach, let noemen. Puntje woon. A hockey kan ik aan tussen. Wilt je liggen goal? John Dalton het zon. We nog het al leggen en ook. Door de kaart nog een. Maak die Cha Fitzpatrick. Shahid Cha. Cha Maclish. Heiglin aan. Macht de getaig. Wilt je gaan maken getaig? Nish Marschen. Nish Nouri op de Nijlen. En hij doet het. Plannen. Damien Kelly. Pointe tastal on Alep van Kohramo. Kilkenny pointe van tussen. Austin Murphy. Paul Morar. De Jonah Carnoige. Heiglin aan. Agus dient het aus again. German. Shahidger. Devro. Machanish. Een chance Durnach de Alep. Bedet. Austin Murphy. Keyoge Council. Wachtige Austin. Wultige Austin. Leno met de pas de Chino met die en het Heiglin aan. Heige tacht hem af. Molto de vechten door de wacht in de Kilkenny.
It's the double for Kilkenny. Heartbreak for Galway and for Matty Murphy. But what character Galway have shown. Richie Power, the hero for Kilkenny, and no man deserved to be the hero in the All-Ireland final, scoring the winning point. A tally of 9 points for Richie Power and 2-16 for Kilkenny. They win by just 1 point after a fabulous All-Ireland minor final. We'll be back.
Richie Power, the Kilkenny minor captain, accepting the trophy. They are the All-Ireland champions by 1 point against Galway, 2-16 to 15 points.
And there's been 5 men that I want to thank for that. Joe Hennessy, Joe Dunphy, Brian Waldron, Tony Marr, and a special mention to brother Damien Brennan. I'd also like to play special mention to Joe Pike. He's been there for the past 10 years. He'd look after us well, and he's never let us down. Thanks, Joe. To Galway, I say my commiserations. They're a great, great team. They showed that there, and I've no doubt they'll have their year. Well done. I'd like to pay a special mention to the last cousin of mine, Yvonne O'Mahony, who passed away. And this is for you, Yvonne. And finally, I'd like to give 3 big cheers for a great Galway team. Hip hip, hurl, hip hip, hip hip. I'd like to wish the seniors the best of luck. Next game, bring home the Dublin.
All right, well, obviously Richie Power wishing his seniors the best of luck in the next game coming up. Yet the first half of the double tucked up here at Croke Park by Kilkenny. Can they win the senior? That's the big question. Richie Power comes from great hurling stock, of course, down in Carrickshock there, Michael Dignan. this game lived up to what we'd hoped from it. We were expecting a good minor final. It was every bit of that.
It took a few minutes to settle, we said at half time, but the second half was outstanding. Kilkenny came out like their seniors do, a big spurt at the start of the second half, went 6 points up, and Galway looked dead and buried. And credit to Galway, they got back into them. We were all praying for a draw there at the end. You know, young fellas like that put in so much effort. And Niall Healy there missed the free, and you see him after the game very disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, I'd said to Niall, don't worry, he scored 110 in the Ireland minor final.
Yeah.
He missed one free in the game. It certainly wasn't his fault. He had a blinder, and it's a pity, you know, only one team can win. But Ger was saying before the game that no Kilkenny players from the team of 10 years ago had made the senior team.
Yeah.
You know, you can be sure you'll see some of those lads again. Richie Power, Chaffetz, Patrick, the likes of those super players. John Tennyson. They'll be straight onto the panel next year. And the same with the Galway team. You know, I'm sure the Galway supporters are saying, look at this, we have 2 or 3 class forwards coming through, and it all bodes well for the future. Great hurling there today.
Yeah. Joe, I'm sure you would agree with that.
Well, I think we were afraid after 10 minutes that we'd have built up too much to the people, because it started off with a lot of frees, but from about 20 minutes on, it opened up into a fantastic game with exquisite skill on both sides. I suppose this was the decisive moment at the very end, with Richie Power blocked down the first time. Now watch his hands here. This was scored by a player with just a slight swing on the ball. Look at to do that in the last minute of an All-Ireland final with a real pressure on you. Your sides are level. You're the captain of the team. It's a memory he'll have forever. But many of the things he did during the game, you know, that short swing of the hurley, laying it off to other players. But it wasn't just on Kilkenny's side. It was fantastic play on Galway's side as well.
Sure,
The secret to winning was, in the 3 minutes after half-time, Kilkenny went from 2 points down to 6 points up. That's what won the game. Now, in fairness to Matty, Matty Murphy, the Galway manager, he made a brilliant change. He brought Angus Canlan right back, who was full forward.
Yes.
He brought him right back past midfield in front of his half-back line, and he absolutely cleaned up. And that's what led to the storm back by Galway in the second half. Galway showed terrific character. You know, with character we haven't even seen from their senior team in a long time, to fight back, and were most unlucky in the end not to draw the game.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Of course, Galway's still involved in the under-21 final, so maybe they'll bring home a bit of silverware out of that.